I am 2 minutes early on purpose, actually, because I've been away for, I don't know how many weeks it is. I feel like it must be 4 because I was 4 weeks on the road. So I'm clocking in early so as not to be late, and to offer my apologies for being away so long. When I'm on the road, I just don't have any kind of bandwidth. And also, an 8-hour time difference makes it impossible to be like Katie's arms. So a few things before we get going. Number one, I have a massive, like, if you can see, like there's a weird brown mark here, just here. Don't be alarmed. It's my dogs. I mean, that isn't my dogs, obviously, but my dogs were jumping up at me when I was trying to feed them earlier. And no matter how much I shouted down in that really kind of, down, dogs, dogs, get down, like really shit dog owners do when they've got no control over their dogs at all. They just go, down, will you get down, Brutus, get down. I was doing that, but either way, I've ended up with a massive sort of, it looks a little bit like poop. And so the reassurance is it's not. I also realised that you can see, look, my cherry boobs under my top. And I knew that even when I put my top on. But I also thought, do you know what? Fudge it. Because frankly, the world's gone to ratchet and we could all do with laughing at something. And if you want to laugh at my tremendous boobs, which look really big because this is a new bra and literally it's doing that thing we discussed where I'm shoving bits up from nowhere. So I now have, instead of having just cherry earrings, I have cherries on my boobs. And I did think to myself, I could change that. And then I thought, fuck it. No, I won't bother. People know I've got underwear on. That's a good thing, right? Had a shower. Another good thing. I've got dog something on my leg, but that's okay. And you can see my underwear. And frankly, I couldn't give a shit. And this is where people usually say, just bending over. People usually say, oh, have you been drinking? No, this is just normal me. So I have things to show you. Have things to talk about. We've been gone away so long. We have a million. You can't stop looking. Look, hold on. I'll bring them in for closer. Oh, look at the size of the things. Jesus, honestly. Which actually, did I bring in I had birthday cards I wanted to show you as well. Yes, here. I'm considering this for my mother. Although actually there's an unfunny thing about that. Can you even read that? Is it back to front? I don't know. Another year older, another year lower. I also bought this because I couldn't resist it. I don't know if you can read that. Are you childish? Yes or knob? I know, it's so lame. I'm totally one of those people that stands in Sainsbury's card aisle laughing. I just find it really therapeutic. But I may not send that to my mother because it says, are you a knob? So on my journeys, here, look, I was given this. This is my trusty backpack that goes with me to everywhere. So if I'm like, you know, in South Africa being threatened with rape or in America doing whatever, my tours, this is the backpack. And this is the backpack that I talk about in my book that always remains packed with my passport, money, whatever. So at any moment I can grab this and I'm out of the house in 2 seconds. But what do you think this is? I'm waiting for answers. Do I have an OnlyFans? Oh my God, do you know what? We should totally do Katie Hopkins OnlyFans. But obviously we can't do it in a sexy way. We have to do it in a piss take way. Like, I don't know, dressing in a sack and drawing nipples on it. I don't know, but we should totally do a piss take one. Yes, people, you're so right. Well done, Ben. Well done, Emily. How does everyone know it's a rabbit's foot? It's a flipping rabbit's foot. And someone gave it to me. Also, I have a wonky left eye. Have you noticed? Look, if I look straight at you, can you see this eye here? I think we talked about this once before. This eye here honestly goes off a little bit. Can you see? On its own. Ever since I had brain surgery, this eye just like goes fucking off for a walk on its own. And I genuinely believe, since I had brain surgery, this eye is always on the lookout for a surgeon with a circular saw, because that is what they use to take the hole out of my head. So I reckon this eye is always like on the lookout for a surgeon with a circular saw in case they come for me again. Anyway, yes, it's a lucky rabbit's foot. And a guy gave it to me on the road. He was a supporter, and he gave it to me to attach to my bag to bring me luck. And I was like, well, it wasn't that lucky for the fucking rabbit, was it? One eye is on. Oh, I missed that. Mine's there. Look, lots of people have got a wonky eye. One eye, what did someone say? One eye with the something, one eye on the road. But yes, so I definitely have a wonky eye. I have things to show you, we have things to talk about, but most importantly, I should say that I'm back, and I will try and do a much better job of being at the Katie's Arms and keeping us all together from now on. And OnlyFans, we'll think about. If we could do comedy OnlyFans with on that subject, I remember way back when, one of my things I told you when we were in COVID craziness was to buy daffodils. You may not remember this, but look. So tomorrow, if you have Sweet Fanny Adams to do, or even if you consider yourself to be very important, and those people tend to be arseholes, don't they? Do definitely go out and buy daffodils. The important thing about daffodils is, number one, they're about £1. Number two, when you get them, not wishing to sound like an old hag, but chop off a massive bit off the bottom, because all these cheap supermarkets leave them sitting around like this with no water. So you need to chop off a massive bit, because that bottom bit's all dead. Stick them in water and then put them everywhere. Put them next to your bed, put them next to the toilet, anywhere where you go and spend a bit of time. So right next to where you take a wee, put these. I tell you, it will make you put them by your bed, put them just anywhere you go, anywhere you might spend some time, in your car even, on the floor, wherever you spend some time, put daffodils. I tell you, your life will be better. The other thing I do remember our Big Brother once describing my vagina as a battered daffodil. And that remains. Do you remember that? You'd love to smash me. Well, okay, well, this will help you with that. Because I described my vagina as a battered daffodil. Like, not one of these that's like perky, like... My vagina's like the daffodil after, like, you know, when they get past their best after a week and they're a bit like... That was close to Joey Deacon, wasn't it? That's more like mine. Oh, very worn out, darlings. Worn out. Let me show you the other thing I have that will cheer you along in these miserable bastard times that we live in, where everyone's determined to be a miserable bastard, apart from me and you. Do you know, the bigger the shoulder, the smaller the waist, right? So if you've got a massive ass, get in there. If you get some MDF, say you're a chunky monkey, you get some MDF, attach it to your shoulder blades, twice the distance, say, of your waist and hips. Is my fly undone? No, that's excellent. Perspective is everything. Admittedly, if you spin around a corner, you may have a problem if your MDF is out like 6 foot, if your ass is like 3 foot. But as long as you don't have to go around a corner or go through a door, like on your Insta, I'm guessing the perspective will be great for you and make you look slim. Just saying. They are power shoulders. I flap them when people come near me with their fucking masks on in Waitrose. Oh yeah, because we're in Waitrose. So therefore we're better than you are and we're healthier. That's why we're still wearing our masks, because we're 110 years old and we pay £8.50 just to buy a fucking lemon. So here's the other thing. I'm not actually a fan of the colour yellow, would you believe? But I do this as well. Look, because fruit's really friggin' expensive. And no one can afford to buy anything like a raspberry because it costs £4,000 to fill up your frickin' car now. But if you just buy these shitty things, lemons and limes, you don't have to eat the bloody things. You just have them sort of sat around. It gives the illusion that you give a shit about fruit. Were social services to come to my home again to check that I'm not abusing my children, which is what Guardian readers report me for, to try and have my children taken away, I have proof that I have fruit in my home. But most importantly, look how jolly they are. Isn't that jolly? And it doesn't cost much. I'm giving you these tips like I'm Kirsty frickin' Allsop, but without the weight issues. Right, there's another thing I need to share with you. Hair. Look. Now this may be... Oh, I nearly blew the freaking thing out. This may be a Christmas candle. Oh. But but it's become necessary in my life. And I'm very sad to say that I did not realise that the ownership of lions, so we have these 2 bloody Labradors, right? I did not realise dogs were such vile animals and so smelly. And I think it's absolutely, I think they just take absolute liberties in my home. Because not only are they fed and put up and kept in a nice thing, and they have a kennel, and I run them endlessly into the ground, and I'm nice to them at all times. In the evening, and I've noticed this on my return to my home, they sit there and the flatulence, I'm telling you, is out of control. And I know there's people out there who probably have dogs and knew this already. I did not. I sit there of an evening like this, with this next to my face, on the basis that hopefully the candle will burn away some of whatever is coming out of the arse of those dogs. Because it's frightful. And I never knew even that was a thing. And why dogs have to do that, I don't know. And why they're not respectful of me and my need to breathe, I don't know. I swear to God, if this continues, the options are A, they get put down. B, my husband, I've told him, he has to get me diving apparatus because I can't cope with it. Or C, I don't know, I just have to leave the family. We can't go on like this. I know that for certain. So that's something about dogs I didn't know. I just can't, why can't they just hold it and wait till they're outside? Like I would. We just don't go around doing that all over. Unless you're the sort of people who fly on EasyJet and think it's funny to do that. Right, I need to show you these. These are not for me. My husband was outraged. Aren't they the best? They're for my mother. I know. They were, as you can tell, they were cheap as chips. But I got them for Mothering Sunday. And now, even though my husband hates them, I sort of love them. And I'm loath to give them away to her, but I'm going to have to. So Mothering Sunday, bear in mind, chippy chips, is coming up. So whatever you're supposed to do. Obviously, if your mother's died, sorry about that. It's always slightly awkward, isn't it, when you're talking about people's parents and you say, "Oh, do you still have your parents?" Like it's a bike you keep in your car. Do you still have them? No. Oh, sorry about that. It's not funny, and it won't be funny when I don't have mine. But there is a sort of moment where you talk about someone's parents and you're like, oh, you don't have them anymore. You left them somewhere. Right, what would we like to talk about, my darling? No, they're cool. Exactly. They are cool. They do look like Timmy Mallet glasses. Now, guess what I've got for Blackpool? I don't know if any of you are coming. 14th, 15th, 16th. I'm basically moving into Blackpool Pier with Alex, so dear God. I know we're nearly sold out all over the place there, so that's brilliant. But look. Tell me these are not the most exciting shoes you've ever seen. These are my Blackpool shoes. I know. I'm hoping that they reflect the fact I have no underwear on and the audience will be able to see my definitely damaged daffodil. If you're in the front row, you're going to see my daffodil reflected in my fantastic boots. Please do Joey Deacon. I can't. If I do Joey Deacon. Joey Deacon? No, because that's just, we've just had let's not talk about the Paralympics in reference with that, because that would be completely inappropriate. Anyway, exactly. Shiny laces and everything. So if you're coming to Blackpool, I'm already preparing. I love you too. And breaking news. Turns out, selling out 2,000 seats. Got a few other theatres interested. So not only will I get to be on the stage for the first time in the UK since being cancelled from everywhere in Blackpool, but we're coming to the northeast as well, to Rainton, Rainton Arena. We've gone to Arena. I'm like Adele, right? Except I can't sing for shit. I don't have massive weight issues. And I actually turn up and do what the fuck I said I was going to do. So I'm like Adele, but nothing like Adele. Either way, we're going to do an arena date in the northeast, and I think it's like Newcastle, or you could call it Durham, but I'm preferring to call it Newcastle because Durham sounds like posh, and we don't want to be posh. So if you're in the northeast, or frankly, if you're not, bloody well fly there and come and see me, because it will be lovely and we'll have the funniest fun. And thank you to Rainton Arena for agreeing to have us. Thank you for having me there. Thank you for letting me back on a stage. I'm so excited, I can't even tell you. We're just gonna have so much fun, and I just hope that, I don't know, the police do end up coming and dragging me off naked into the sunset. Just because, you know, really balls to it all, right? I mean, these things at the moment, life is so ridiculously awful, the way that they're just trying to like crush everyone's soul. And I just think there's never been a more important time to try and get back on the road, which is all I've been doing, which is why I've been on the road for 4 weeks across America, just to, come on, get into rooms of 200, 300 people and lift people up. Not by lying to them, quite the opposite, in fact. By speaking really, really, really straight, by taking the piss out of myself, and by reminding everybody that we are bloody marvellous. And all of this bad news shit we're being fed all the time to crush our souls, you have to really look after yourself. And so that's part of this, and this, right? And these. And this isn't, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Fuck that. Buy lemons because it makes you feel like you've got fruit in the house. And if social services try and take your kids, you can be like, but I've got fruit in the house. No, find the things that make you laugh and do that. Breathe in and out and do that. Look to the sky and do that. Try and turn off stuff that's upsetting you. And the moment you feel yourself being like, because you're on your phone and looking at stuff, and maybe someone's like, oh, look at me being so friggin' fabulous doing this, or look at me looking hot in this dress, or look at me lip syncing to friggin' Kelly Clarkson about how fabulous I am. Turn that off. Or people that do like old people looking glamorous shit. And it's the fact is, the reason they're doing old people looking glamorous thing is because they don't look old, do they? I saw some of these when I was scrolling through that friggin', what do you call it, reels or twatting, whatever. Oh, look, old people looking glamorous. Well, fuck off, honestly. You look 10, you've got thick hair, and you've got a great figure, and you've obviously got the sort of skin that doesn't age. Piss off. You're not an old person looking glamorous. You're a lucky old bastard who happens not to have aged, right? Same with all these other twats on these reels that are, I read this, and I read this, and I read this, and I'm so this. Fuck off. You're not. You're in your bedroom, you spend half an hour getting ready to do this, and you're lip syncing into your own phone so that later you can see how many likes you got of you saying, I don't give a shit what people think about me because I'm so fucking fabulous. Yes, you do, which is why you're looking at how many likes you got and trying to go viral because you still have nice hair even though you're 65. Good for you, I'll be bald. You could say, I'm bitter. I think that's fair. I'm bitter. But I'm not wrong, am I? Go and do this on your own in a wood somewhere with no likes, and then I might start seeing your point of view. Okay, I didn't want to be unkind tonight. I was going to be all nice, but can I say something else? Can I? Do you know what would happen? Hold on. Let's see. It's a little bit cold. Not sure where these lemons have been, but they've not been on the... Oh, I say. Would you look at that? Hold on, let's try it from the side. Oh, I am... So this is the sort of... it is actually cold. Oh, that is the sort of only fans I'm talking about. I reckon I could get a whole punnet of these somewhere else. Just saying, I had a £9 baby without a stitch. That's why I can't sit on a bar stool anymore. You know what I mean? I end up with 5 legs. That was a bit cold. Yes. I am a bit silly. Yes. But let me ask you this. Would it hurt if we had a bit of silliness on the TV? Would it hurt? Would it hurt, instead of having Kate Garraway tell us about the fact that long COVID Derek managed to have his first piss, would it hurt if we had someone taking the piss out of themselves and putting lemons on their tits? Sour tits. Would it hurt? Would it hurt for the nation just to have a frigging laugh? Instead of being made to feel bad about their life, being told to donate to Ukraine, being told to come and see this picture of this lady crying with a baby, wah, wah, wah. It is also very sad. But would it hurt if we also took a moment to press pause on the and had a bit of a laugh? Because that is what being British is. It's about being at Sandhurst, being more cold, more wet, more horrible, more yuck, more with a dislocated arm and a mate telling you you look like a bag of shit. And us all laughing. That's what being British always was. Can we all stop with the long faces? And I have a long enough face already. People say I look like a horse. A horse. Gone into New York. People say I look like a horse. I don't need a longer face by being all sad about people being maybe bombed. Or not. Right. I wanted to have another little moment. Yes. I know the idea is that I am a racist, misogynist, sexist, Islamophobic pig and anti-refugees. No. But I do have a little wonder about this idea, let's say Ireland, taking 100,000 Ukrainian refugees who are able to come with a digital visa. And they want Irish people to have them into their own homes. Okay, super, lovely. And they're saying, I saw this, press piece, puff, 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 puff. Don't think too much about it. Don't think too much about it. Oh, sure. I won't think too much about having an entire family from another country who don't speak my language move into my house. I've got young kids, but I won't think too much about it. It's just like, getting a FedEx parcel, isn't it? Or something from Amazon. I won't think too much about it. Come on, Ukraine. Come and crash in my spare room. I mean, fuck it, right? My kids, personally, haven't seen a dentist for 2.5 years because the NHS isn't seeing kids because hasn't got any time and our dentist rammers because there's no places. So our teeth are falling out, but fuck it, yeah, come, Ukraine, brilliant. And 1 in 9 people are waiting for regular surgery on the NHS, but you betcha, come on in, Ukraine. Don't even think too much about it. So, I hear, I understand, anti-immigrant racist cow. No, more like mothers I know that can't get their children into schools near them and have to put them on 55 buses. No places left in the decent schools for our own kids. Call me selfish, but I'd really, really like young British mums and dads to be able to put their kids in a nice school just down the road where they can walk them. I'd really like that. Call me a, whatever, Nazi for wanting British people to be all right. But that's essentially where I come from. I want everyone to be all right. But at the front of that line, I really want British people to be all right. And in particular, British people that work really hard to try and sort their shit out and keep a roof over their family's head, maybe just about keep a car going if they can, and turn up to work every day. I'd really, really like them to be at the front of the line for everything ahead of me, if that's okay. And I'll pay twice for them to do that as well, if I can. I just would love to focus on young British families. Call me racist for that. Okay, I think I got that off my chest. What would we like to talk about, my darlings? Yes, countries need to look after their own. I think it's that. And I just see people like a gentleman. Oh, don't even get me started. Our dogs have been chasing the neighbours' chickens. Not only that, and not only do they have chronic flatulence, the other day when they went over next door to chase the fucking neighbours' chickens, guess what Tilda did? Named after Tilda Swinton, because my husband loves Tilda more than me. Tilda Swinton went next door to eat the neighbours' chickens and did what? Took a massive shit on the neighbour's lawn. Nice one, dogs. I mean, why not? If you're going to piss off the neighbours by going into their house, if you're going to try and eat their chickens, why not also take an industrial-sized dump in the middle of their manicured... Someone's saying, Katie, stop blaming the dogs.